Welcome back to the shipyard. We're back with Blind Booster 3 of 10. Yes, it's almost like it's a Borg drone. But no, today is not the day for the Borg. Today is the day for Dominion. That's right, we've got the Aldara. It's a Galor class. Standard base stats 4144. And a really cool named ability. When a ship that started the activation phase in your forward firing arc moves, if you have not yet moved, you may immediately change your maneuver. You may only use this ability once per round. Now, the Galor class has a 180 forward firing arc. This is really cool. You've got a lot of options to be able to change your maneuver. Is it going to happen every single round? Probably not, but I'll take it as something that can happen every once in a while, especially in those middle rounds when everything is just one big cluster in the middle of the board. This is a ship that has the potential to just tweak its maneuver a little bit, get in a better firing position, and who knows, maybe you made a turn to the left when you needed to make a turn to the right, and now you can adapt and do what you should have done, and now you've got a shot when you didn't. Of course, it is a Galor class ship, so it does turn a bit like a beached whale, but that's okay. It's not the worst thing out there. It does have 1, 2, 3 banks, 2 and 3 hard turns. They're red, but that's okay. We can work with that. I'd still rather take a move that I need and get the aux power and be in a position to shoot than take a move that I don't need and not have a shot for several rounds. So the Aldara overall, pretty decent ship. Of course, you can always take the generic if you don't feel like using the named ability or you want to save some points. You save that shield, you lose a shield, you lose a tech slot, you're down to 1. In a blind format, not a big deal there. In unlimited play, yeah, probably nice to have 2 tech slots. Again, is it going to be a game changer? I don't know. The captain here is Gojasad, skill 5, which plays nicely with the Aldara's named ability, and a decent captain skill, action, and a decent captain ability. Action, when attacking this round, during the roll attack die step, you may add +1 attack die for each friendly ship within range 1 to 2 of your ship, maximum of 2. If you do so, take an auxiliary power token. Hey, if you can boost your ship up to 6 attack dice with this action, it's probably worth it. At 5, maybe, maybe not. But still, you run this ship in the middle, you have a couple of small ships going alongside, flankers. I think that this is definitely a worthwhile captain. Is he the absolute top of Dominion in all things that they have? I don't think so. Is he a really nice captain to see when you open up your blind booster? Yeah, because more attack dice are typically a good thing to get, and the ability to get 2 extra, not a bad thing whatsoever. Our elite talent is Concentrated Firepower. It's also an action, and you can discard it to target 1 enemy ship at range 3, and then every friendly ship, including your ship, that attacks the target ship this round with its primary weapon, gains 1 extra attack die. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. This is the card that is actually worth a 5-point action discard. And here's the kicker. It only has to be at range 3 when you use the action. So for instance, you can target somebody's big ship, somebody with, say, I don't know, Jean-Luc Picard skill 9, who's at range 3 when you move, and then they move in close, and now all of your guys are at maybe range 1 or 2, and you're rolling extra dice on top of this, and you can really put on the hurt. So there is some advantage to moving at skill 5 because you can pull this action off even better. And I think Concentrated Firepower is going to be a difference maker in this blind pack. As for unlimited play, we'll see. I still think there could be something here, especially with the advent of like Admiral Q and Matt Decker, who are skill 2 captains with elite talent slots. It's an option that we'll throw out and is probably best suited for a different format, but hey, something to keep in the back of your mind for once you get this ship and you're looking for something cool to do with it. Our crew is Glenn Lassarin, and he lets you get 2 extra defense dice in exchange for discarding him. The best part of him is the timing on him. You do it during the roll defense dice step, so you will see what your opponent is attacking you with. And you go, oh, that's a lot of hits. Glenn Lassarin, I need 2 more dice. Go! He's 3 points. It's a little pricey, but on a blind booster where you've got 14 points to spare and you got to get up to 40, we'll take him. We'll probably just throw him on there as fodder. I think he's worthwhile in that situation. Again, unlimited play. We'll see if he's got a use. I think that there's a place for him because more defense dice is typically a good thing, and 2 more is nice to have. Our weapon is Aft Weapons Array. Lets you roll 4 attack dice, range 1 to 3. It's an attack disable, and you can only fire the weapon at a ship that is not in your forward firing arc. So this works just like the one that came on the Romulan blind, except it costs 1 more point, but it gives you 1 more attack die. Again, I think it's suited for the faction. I think it works very well for what it does. 3 points, essentially 360 fire. This covers the rear 180. Is it going to be the best thing that you absolutely have to take? No, I don't think so. But is this a card that I'm immensely happy to see in a blind booster? You bet. I would rather see these kinds of cards than the infinite amounts of photon torpedoes, because these just give us more cool options. And the more options like this that get into the game, the better off we are, because they give us really cool ways to use secondary weapons, and I love that. And the last card in this pack is High Energy Subspace Field. Now, there's a whole bunch of text here, so you can pause the video and read it for yourself, but I'm going to condense it down. Basically, between any phase, you can discard this and steal an action token for yourself. If you do so, you can't take any actions before or after you use it. So, it's pretty cool. I like being able to take an action away from somebody and get it for myself, especially on this ship that doesn't normally get battle stations. That's how I'm looking to use this. I think the card's a little weirdly worded, and I think that cards like this could see a lot of play. I think there's a ton of design space here that excites me for the future going forward. As it is, I think this is a great card to see on a blind booster. I think this is one of those cards I go, hey, I love having the option to take this card. I love that I don't have to take this card. And I want to see more stuff like this and maybe a refinement of the system. So stealing actions, definitely a really cool thing that can happen. And it messes with your opponent. They're depending on certain actions, and now you've got it and they don't. So kudos on a very interesting card there, WizKids. What I do love about this ship is the paint job. It's got a nice gold finish on it with some blue accents. Looks really, really cool. I think that there's also a little bit of a black inking on it, maybe a slight wash, so that you get a little bit of highlights there. So again, another nice finish on a model. WizKids has really stepped it up on these things. Again, just so good. These things look so amazing, and I cannot overstate that. So again, remember, if you want to get a hold of these, starting in October, stores will have them as part of the Organized Play series. Go out there, play in these tournaments. They are fun. You don't have to be super competitive to win. You get one of these as part of your entry fee. You get to play with it. You get to mess around, have a fun fleet, and you see what happens. Worst case, you walk out of there with just a ship, but you get a whole new ship just for playing. Alright guys, that's the Aldara. Overall, kind of a weird pack. I like what's there, but I'm a little flummoxed about it overall. I think I know what I want to do with it, but I also sit here and I'm like, I don't fully know how much this is going to change the game once we get outside of a blind booster, but I think as a blind booster, it's going to work out. You know, I could sit here and say, hey, I wish it was a Keldon class, or I wish it was a Jem'Hadar and it had founders on it. But, you know, all of that's wishful thinking at this point, and that's more for you guys to say. What I'm glad here is that we got a cool Galor class with a very interesting maneuverability, and I think that some people with some very creative minds can do a lot with this in unlimited play. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys in the community come up with. because I'm a fan of watching really creative builds. So let me know what you think of this ship. Let me know how you're going to build it as a blind, and let me know if you think that it has a place in your fleet going forward outside of a blind. And until the next time, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.